guys, we're going to do some tips and tricks for you. Now, one of the major things with this is pH, okay, and lime. These work hand in hand, obviously. When you're planting and you're adding NPK, which is a granular fertilizer, can be a granular, they also have a liquid, but when you're adding NPK on your food plots when you go to planting, it drops, lowers your pH, because, for instance, a 10, 10, 10, and Chris will explain this here in a second, 50-pound bags, NPK lowers your pH when you add it because it has lots of salts and fillers in it. What that does is salts will actually lower your pH. So to offset this, all we do is add lime. We add a few bags of lime to this at planting on top of your granular fertilizer. Not only does it sweeten the plants, but it also will maintain, say you have a 6.5 pH, it'll maintain that pH every time you go to plant instead of continuously dropping that pH, which in turn will give you less use of the NPK. 50-pound bags of fertilizer. Chris will explain the confusion here with that, which it'll go by 100-pound bags equivalents. Take it away.
Okay, so we're going to take you to math class right now. Here,
I suck at math. Chris will do it.
What he's talking about here is normal bags are bought 50-pounders, but these numbers are based off of a 100-pound equivalent. So when you get two 50-pound bags of 10, 10, 10, you get truly 10 pounds of N, 10 pounds of P, and 10 pounds of K.
If you buy 100 pounds.
If you buy 100 pounds. So if you're only putting out a 50-pound bag
of 10, 10, 10.
Of 10, 10, 10, that's only 50% of 100 pounds. Half. So really what you're getting,
5 pounds.
You're getting 5 pounds of N, 5 pounds of P, 5 pounds of K.
Yes.
So you have to remember that at times when you get your soil sample back, when they make a recommendation for how much pounds per acre that you need to add, you need to remember to base everything off of 100 pounds so that you get true equivalent of 10, 10, 10.
Yeah, so be careful when you're reading your soil samples. If it tells you 300 pounds of fertilizer, you have to do the math on it to make sure you're getting the correct poundage per 50-pound bags, because that's what fertilizer comes in. Another fail with this, guys, is clover food plots. Now, clovers actually produces a thing called nodules. Chris is taking you to art class here. And what nodules does is nodules will grow on the root base of that plant. So when you get sunshine through here to the plants, it photosynthesizes and creates a plant, develops a root structure, root system, and over time, it'll grow these little blue dots that Chris drew here, which are called nodules. Nodules produce nitrogen. This takes anywhere from, say, 1 to 3 months for this to happen. Probably longer, honestly, closer to the 3-month mark. So a lot of times when you get a soil sample and you put on there, recommend you want to plant clover, that soil sample may say that, hey, you need to add a little bit of nitrogen to this food plot to get this established. All plants, all living things need nitrogen. So guys on social media will freak out about this because if you add nitrogen, okay, you get weeds, which is true. Nitrogen feeds weeds and allows weeds to grow. But when you're first establishing a seed, a bare seed, that seed does not produce nitrogen. It has to develop into what Chris just grew here, into a plant. When that plant develops, it creates these nodules. Then that plant can produce nitrogen into your soil, which can lead into your fall planting. Annual clovers does this very well.
What he's saying is there's a false narrative out there. The guys don't think they need to add nitrogen at time of planting clover. You do need it to start just like starter fertilizer
Yeah.
to get something growing. You do need it to start. But once this is established, then you can account for the banked up nitrogen that's in the dirt.
That's right.
Easy.
Okay.